fan of just the original season 1 umbrella. I think there's something that's just so. I might be a little bit of the nostalgia factor, but
it's just you can see through it, you know. So like it's very helpful, you know, for a lot of these players. I mean, even though I'm that guy that's still running my my dragon, just cause.
Oh, you can see through it. It's great. I have a giant
I have a giant dragon that I'm just gonna ride because I think it looks cool, and also I'm not trying to win millions of dollars here. So.
Okay, Denarius, calm down. It's fine.
I try and live my life like the mother of dragons every day. Every day.
As you can see there, Mr. Savage gets the conversion onto OSM, so now they're up to 6 elims. You can hear those shadow bombs going off, which honestly just makes me always a little scared because that heartbeat ends up coming through. You never know if a player can pop up right next to you, particularly when you're on the edge of the zones. They look to migrate towards that. You have Kinzel still picking up elims, Keemstar and Nikov both in the match. Actually, both the Solari duos in here. You have Keemstar and Hunter, and then Nikov and Airwalks just above them on the tarp. So all directly on top of each other, Benji, Fishy, and Keemstar. I mean, it's basically Solari energy just in the elim feed.
Yeah, this is a who's who in competitive Fortnite right now in the European region, and the matchup is insane. This could be kind of a preview of what we're going to see in New York City. You also have Evos and Julian that are just trying to stay up and get out of this. You got Kinzel up above with Villix, and they're just raining down shots from up above with this drum gun. They're going to have so much to work with here. And also, bear in mind, they're utilizing their medium ammo, but they have so much for the drum gun, so much for the infantry rifle. But the real estate is starting to shrink here. A lot of that natural cover, too. Some awkward high ground, some little ledges that could throw off some players that they're going to have to be very mindful of. But really, the high ground control for Villix and Kinzel, so nicely done here, Sundown.
Yeah, and now we're into that top 5. Mr. Savage has gone down, so Benji Fishy is one of the solo riders there. You see Hunter getting pinched by his Solari teammates, not going to let him out there. Keemstar actually eats a trap as well as Villix and Kinzel are just raining.
Sorry guys, my
Rockets down from above, and Villix finds Airwalks and Hunter there, so 2 knocks coming out from that one as Nikov ends up converting it over.
This is looking really okay. Villix is going to eat a little bit of a rocket there, but that's okay. We'll move on from that one. They're just going to reset now. The domination, you start to hear those combat shotguns as well. The sound out of that gun, so awesome. But Benji Fishy going to be in the low ground warrior position, going up against 2 members here. Time to see if Benji Fishy can pull off the 1v2. Villix and Kinzel, they may have him. That's right, it's a shadow bomb though. He's going to use the shadow bomb and get up above them here. Can he get that high ground control? He does get up. Kinzel's going to be right next to him. The traps are out. Benji Fishy, he drops low yet again, and it's Villix and Kinzel. They're on the hunt. They know that they got to take him out, or else this can spell doom for them, and they do just that. Villix and Kinzel come out on top with a victory royale.
Man, that was so close, but very well done from Villix and Kinzel. 17 eliminations with the victory royale. That's a 27-point jump, and they had control of the high ground from the moment we dropped into the server to the very end, running it out, making sure they worked together to pick up so many huge eliminations. And I mean, we're not slowing down at all. Violinin and Ricky right away as we hop on over.
And I really love the end of that game because Kinzel and his duo partner did not give Benji Fishy any room to breathe. As soon as he popped that shadow bomb, they heard it. They knew he was going to try and make a play for it. You know, we've seen these miracle plays with the shadow bombs in the past. You didn't want to be in that position. That was just well done there from that duo. But as Sundown said, we're onwards to another game, and you see queue time left, 7 minutes, still plenty of time if you have games remaining. And look at this, good use
7 minutes
of this
left from you.
SMG from Ricky and his teammate.
So well done there from Violinin to make sure they're able to track him down and find that player. That's something Bala was talking about, how right at the start, and when you get the jumping animations, you can kind of track that shadow. And with the high rate of fire weapons, the drum gun, that new tactical assault rifle, you're able to put down so many shots. I mean, 2 duos aiming at someone like that, they're just going to get ripped apart. And also, good job to delay going down to kind of loot goblin that up until he was aware that they had enough space, so able to get the resources and then work back up to Ricky.
A lot of people don't think about that. You see the elimination come through and everyone's like, okay, gobble, gobble, gobble. Got to go and pick it all up. But you do need to wait, especially at this point when you don't have that high ground. Who knows who could be looking at you at that moment? We have 22 players left in the lobby. And in that instance, 20 players at any point in time could have been looking at your direction. Just something you always need to be mindful of. 13 duos, though, are going to remain in this one as we are going to get to the end here of Storm Phase 5. About 14 seconds remaining in this one. And Andalex and Orc are going to be up above, owning the high ground. They have good vision here. Good vision of in a lot of open field.
Yeah, the MCES boy, somebody who we've seen repeatedly, time and time again, on that leaderboard, but now they have great angles, and this is a little sparser of a lobby, so not quite as many players packed on top of each other. The reason for this, as we get into the end of the queue times, we saw how we're inside that 7-minute mark. Players are just trying to get in whatever matches they can, trying to play as aggressively as possible, maybe get a couple eliminations, push some 50-50 fights they might not normally take because they do have 1 or 2 extra games and not quite the time to get it off. But with that being said, if you are Andalix and Orc-H in this situation, you want to close this match out. You want to take these 2 elims, you want to turn it into more, you want to get the victory royale because there's an opportunity cost to it, right? At some point, you've been in the match for so long, and it's like, it's not worth it to drop again. We can maximize out here, and that's better than any fast drop we take next game.
Try and get as much value as you can of each and every game. Easier said than done, obviously. But Andalex and Orc owning the high ground. Any players that try and get up above them, they should try and just swat them out of the sky like a fly swatter. Let's see, though. Another just good tracking, just forcing players out. And you know, this is what I love when I see high ground control, because really, it's just about, you know, time management. How much do you put into shooting a player up above you, and then when is it that appropriate time to look down, right? But now we're getting down to the thick of things here. Look at this play. They're just trying to destroy the structure. They're trying to destroy the structure so that they can knock all these players down. I think they may have achieved that goal. Yes, they did. And look at all the bodies start to fall down and get knocked out of this one. They had to force those players out. It's going to tag him for a sizable amount of blue damage here. And player's actually going to be out of this one. And look at that there. Just, he knew that he had some eliminations coming in, so he didn't really need to worry too much about it. That combat shotgun as well from range takes so much. It's shocking now how it can connect from range, but players are making good use of that. All the way up above is Violent and Ricky, the players that we jumped in with at the beginning. They're going to have the ultimate high ground. Players that were owning that one was Orc and Andalex, who now are going to be in that mid-ground area. And this is where you start to see duo players start to coordinate. What do they want to do? Do they want to split up, send a guy down low, maybe try and be a little bit of that mid-ground warrior, pick off a few players and get the support from on high? Or do they just continue to maintain this presence up above? 4 duos are going to remain in this one. 7 players left in this lobby, Sundown. And this is looking pretty good for Ricky and Violinen. As the MCES duo, they're going to be out of this one. Via out of it as well. Andalex, this is really, really rough for him here. His duo partner is going to be out of the game. Aquexo is going to be right in front of him, but Aquexo is going to go down, and it's going to be Ricky and Violinen who have the beat on Andalex, and Andalex trying to just get out of this one. He's going to be in a really rough spot. He has 37 builds, so he could 90 his way up. Oh, he throws down the boom bow. Doesn't really connect, though. Players are still going to be very healthy up above, and there goes the jump pad. Andalex gets the jump pad, but it's not going to be enough. He only had 10 HP and a dream, and it's a victory royale for Ricky and Violinen.
Great work from them, controlling the zone, controlling the space. A really good effort from Andalex, but not able to connect on those snap boom bows, which might have been able to make a difference with the AoE being in the tight space.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, Violin and Ricky just way too coordinated, way too disciplined, able to take that one down. And a solid number of elims to go along with the victory royale and final 2 minutes. So these are going to be the last games. However, we don't tally the scores right as that timer ends up running out. Have to wait for all the games to be able to finish. The maximum length a game of Fortnite can go is a little longer than 26 minutes, so generally wait until about half past that time, or 30 minutes past the time when the queue closed, in order to call it final.
We got some more MCES crews here, crew players, Sweeze and Nall, a nice shot onto Kinzel as well, and does get the cleanup as his teammate went in to try and pick him up, or at the very least try and get him out of there so that he can start the pickup process because he had time, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and one big thing there, the infantry rifle, the high damage rate actually makes that huge because he's able to get the 88 tick headshot and then follow up with the body before Vilex is able to re-edit the window. So now we're going to hop on board with Airwalks and Nikov as they hop off of that launch pad and try and make this early rotation over the zone. As you see in the bottom right-hand corner, zone 5. We're over towards the far east side, just outside of Sunny Steps.
Let's see what Nikov and Airwalks have in store for us here. Using that infantry rifle. You mentioned it before, very powerful weapon to use. Tagging 37 blue from the distance there. And just great accuracy with that weapon. Look right there. Well done. Just, I don't think he got credit for the elimination, though. Someone else did reap the benefits of that, but look at that right there. Felix, oh man, that is a rough one.
Yep, and when that ends up ticking over, we're getting so close to that first placement threshold as well. So very well done from Airwalks there. Able to hit the infantry rifle shots. Papa Freddy was able to take the first one away, so didn't quite get both, but can't be too upset with it now as we hop on board with Hupek and Shikuti, two of the Polish boys, hanging out in the cones on the low ground. Rotation comes out in the next 25 seconds, but Hupek is hurting on effective HP, which means it's going to be on Shikuti to make a play or for Hupek to pick up a siphon.
Yeah, you're hoping for a straggler, right, at that point. Because given what we're seeing here, doesn't really look like they have much on the loadout to work with. They will have that tactical SMG and, whoa, wait a minute. There goes Hupek. He probably had a chug jug there.
Yeah, just trying to wait on it as we're into the top 15 now. You can see Shikuni actually edited the player. I don't know if he was aware that there's a Shadow Bomb player literally touching him, but no, is going to get out, trying to track him, catches that player's head, peeking through 47, follows through, ends up switching targets.
Stop!
On the backside of it, so
Careful!
picking up 3 elims. There was a
Come
fourth.
on.
Storm converts it
Oh
over.
no!
However, Hupek does end up going down. Shikuni is able to get back into the zone. So good little 4 elim swing, but loses Hupek as we get closer to that next placement threshold.
Yeah, that is certainly going to hurt. They're over to Solary, Airwalks, and Nikov in the ultimate high ground. You got yourself the points there on the side of your screen. Victory Royale will grant you 10 points. And at the late point of this game here, you're looking to just get into the top 1,500 duos, folks. That's what it's all about for tomorrow's qualification games. And Airwalks and Nikov, they are a dynamite duo.
I won't be able to
last
for tomorrow.
Finds another one as well. That's going to be all. The MCS crew goes down to courtesy of Airwalks and his epic combat shotgun, the new weapon added. And he's putting this one to use. Diner, who we saw earlier on, goodbye, my friend. Airwalks gets 6 eliminations, 4 for Nikov, 10 total. Plenty of resources to work with, and the ultimate high ground, Sundown.
That was so fast. I mean, the rate of fire on the combat shotgun when you're hitting so many of the pellets out of it. I mean, Airwalks and Nikov have been so close. Airwalks in particular has been so close for both duos and solos. He wants to make this week, needs to have a good Saturday in order to carry it over. As we get closer to that last placement threshold, and there it is, as Papa Freddy ticks over Treat Moyle. We're into the top 5. Now it's all about the eliminations and the victory royales. Everyone has 7 placement points for their trouble, as Snyder ends up going down to just the spray.
There's just nothing you could do about that, Sundown. I mean, you could defend and defend and defend, but you have a drum gun and the new tactical assault rifle put to good use there. Nikov and Airwalks, they own the high ground. There are going to be 5 players left in this one, 3 duos remaining. And of this, you have Solary and Nikov, who are owning up above. If anyone tries to challenge, that was 125 blue with that, the combat, with the purple combat shotty, just bodying that player. Now you got Darkonio and Verox. They're going to be the last 2 here. There's not a duo. They're going to be split up from one another. They're representing just solo players here, and they're going to be out of this. That's 21 HP left here for Verox to work with, and the Solary duo knows that they have an advantage. And Verox pops that campfire, tries to get himself back in, but there's not enough time to be able to reap the benefits of that campfire. They have him pinned. This is not looking good for Verox, who's going to be outside. Uses the Shadow Bomb to try and get up in the high ground here. This is going to be Solary, Nikov, and Airwalks shutting him down, sending him back low once again, and they get the cleanup. And that's going to be the elim. That's a solid performance there from Solary, Airwalks, and Nikov. That is 13 eliminations total. But to get us up to speed on even more, we got Zigamus Prime standing by.
It is me, Zigamus Prime, a.k.a. Captain Shenanigans, a.k.a. Zeke, you know, whatever you like to prefer, whatever you like to call me. I'm also just Hey Guy. Anyway, speaking of Hey Guy, we've got that guy, Bala TW, with us here. We're going to take a look at some awesome replays that you pulled. Let's hop into it.
Thanks, Mr. Guy. Yeah, we did have a couple of awesome clips. This is BloodX and Tux. Just going perfect timing here with the launch pad, and it's kind of a set timing right here at the 7th zone to kind of take the high ground. He takes it from this player, he immediately shadows off because, hey, I was done fighting for it. But now, nobody fights for high ground the entire time. Tux is gonna have free reign to take as many shots as possible. And then BloodX as well is gonna join the fray, both in terms of taking shots at players, but he's kind of like a targeting computer for Tux. As Tux just goes down, BloodX is going to pressure from above. He's going to just hop into the box, no chance there. And that's going to actually end up for them winning the game because at this point, it's just a 2v1. BloodX and Tux end up just breaking, you know, getting visibility and then staying right on the same box so that this player has to face them. And because of that, they both are going to fire at the same time. Now, Into doesn't have any chance there. Now, Benji taking a little bit of an aggressive play here on, I believe, Nikov. Going into the storm to take him out. Not something you're necessarily always going to see, but that's what I talk about. You can't be afraid of the zone. And then Vilex, with the pressure from Kinzel there, Julian doesn't expect the RPG to come through from that angle because of that pressure. And then again, this is just a matter of facing your opponent in a 1v1 both together. This player this was Benji, almost snuck in right next to them. But Vilex and Kinzel right next to each other, easily going to be able to clean that up. And then Vialanen. This was an easy, again, another 2v1 situation, but this is how you close them out. Watch how Vialanen spams his drum gun on top of this player, and then Riku, Vialanen's teammate, just dives right on top of him, and he's going to continue to spam through. Hey, Riku, if you fall, it's okay. This player has to go over the hill, but then Andalex actually almost made the crazy launch play. I was about to lose it, but ended up cleaning it up. Good play there from Vialanen and Riku.
Yeah, awesome set of games. I think overall, my biggest takeaway from all those clips that you showed me was that Benji Fishy is now back on the fish stick skin. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup at Benji Fishy. Thank you for doing this. Make sure you send him some love. But also, for you guys watching, use that hashtag. Let us know how you're enjoying all the action. Who do you think is going to qualify? Who are you hoping to see go on tomorrow? But, of course, we've got more games on deck. So let's send it back over to GB and Sundown to get us into the action.
Thank you so much, fellas. And queue times are done. But we still have some more games to go because some players are going to be finishing up their games if they queued in right at that last few moments. You want to take full advantage of every single game that you have. And then we'll find out who are going to be your top performers for today. Remember, tomorrow, that's when it matters. You're going to get that qualification spot, 4 spots for the European region. Today, you're just trying to get into the top 1,500. The competition is only going to get that much more fierce. So you can see the qualifying spots per region. Oceania, Asia, and Brazil, 1 spot. NA gets 4. Not split, but put between NA East and NA West. And then Europe has 4 spots. And here we are over with Yuka? Arluka or Arluka, depending if it's a double L.
I think it would be RL Luca.
RL Luca. Okay.
That would be my guess, but not positive.
RL Luca.
Him and his partner.
I just see double L and I think, you know, Ege. You know, that's what I think immediately. I can't help it, people.
I forgot that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Oh, Milan. Careful there, Happy Feet. A little bunny hop, but doesn't send him too far over the edge, making sure he's on brand with the skin there. Pops one of his big pots. Make sure he goes over one more space to make sure he's in the zone. Osmo has already been eliminated, so he is a solo rider. You see Carnifex and Nugget just on the other side of him. Milan, one of those other young lords, we've talked about it before. Secret seems to be full of them, but he's been so close in both solos and duos. Will this be the week where he pushes it over the top as Camo picks up Nugget?
This is a duo that I truly do expect to qualify. They're so good. They have performed time in and time out. And given who's already qualified and how they're playing, this is actually pretty good for Milan and Osmo because if, you know, let's say they finish 4th or something and you end up with like Benji Fishy, Mongrel Nitro, you're right, like in the top, they could find themselves qualified, right? Because if you were already qualified, you could still play, you could still earn yourself some cash, but you can't qualify 2 times. You can only qualify once, so the spot will go down to the player right below who has not qualified yet. And here's Milan using that Shadow Bomb, and the Shadow Bomb so good. It's such a critical, vital rotational tool, especially there's no vehicles, namely ballers, at this point of play. And now here we go. You see the overhead, the carnage ensues. Camo and Issa are going to be in the action there against Previous, but we're going to go further to Bilal and Caxi here.
Yep, and you have A-Shreds, Bella EU, who has already qualified for the solos. You have Issa, who has already qualified for the solos. Scram and Mexi also in this. The players from Loot Boy who qualified for the duos in week 2. BTL XOXO goes down as now we're inside the top 10. So everyone getting at least the 5 placement points plus whatever they have for eliminations. But Caxi has them pinned right now, trying to track that Shadow Bomb, but they do get out. Remember, increased move speed, double jump, wall hopping, and invisibility, all in the form of a nice little canister that you throw at your feet. Oliver GC rotates through with it, and so does Milan, but Issa gets picked up right away by Carnifex.
Yeah, Issa did not see that one coming, and we got Bella EU here alongside Caxi once again. Only 1 elimination now. They pick up a second one, but the pressure coming from the left side and from behind as well, so they got to re-correct themselves here and slow things down. Bella EU, though, maybe trying to go in and charge a fight, perhaps. He knows that a player is going to be right on the other side of this, and they can really take advantage of the siphon. But for now, resetting with that. Oh, players are going to jump right into their 1x1. Bella EU and Caxi go down. That is going to be Poloki, as well as his teammate Previous. Previous did get knocked out, though, so it's going to be Atticus Pelosi here.
There's no way. There's no way he can stick this, right? He's going for it. Actually, he should have time because of the storm movement. It's going to be really close. Not sure if it's worthwhile, though, with all the other players.
Got it.
There you go. He got it. The players are right next to him. He could have got the edit off, but instead, he's going to edit. There's a singular window. Hits 1, 2, 3 shots. Realugi goes down, and then he picks up Luca as well, so gets the double siphon. That's a revive and 2 elims back to back, and it pushes him inside the top 5. A 4-point swing, and he also puts Previous in the match, which might be huge because he's pinned in the storm, so it might all be on Previous.
Oh, no! So many builds to get through Sundown. It was near impossible for him.
Right now, though, that revive could end up coming clutch. It looks like he didn't have time to stick it, but it will end up happening now as Camo gets ticked over. So now the Ghost duo is out of it. We have Scram in the top right. Milan in your bottom right.
That'd be crazy. If Previous does this, that'd be
the caster curse. Golden boy.
Dude, I'm so sorry, Previous, but that is going to leave us with 3 duos, 3 players remaining, a 1v1v1. Milan, Jinzen, and Scram all fighting for that victory royale, the extra 3 points, and it will be Scram who picks up the elimination onto Jinzen. Now it's going to be a 1v1. Milan's going to go down, and Milan can't do it. Scram picks up the victory royale. Unbelievable.
So Scram ended up building out, picked up a 6-shot. He had no builds, got the builds and the rocket reload, was going to reload to try and knock him down right as he got challenged. Didn't matter. Scram 180 combat shotgun, hit every pellet, took the headshot, took the victory route. He might as well have taken your lunch money as well.
Man, I feel bad because, you know, you want some. Maybe he wants a sandwich or something.
Hey, no
Wait, what? How's
here,
this still
man.
you?
No time to eat. We're
Can't
playing
get the frozen
Fortnite.
pizza? Frozen pizza from the cafeteria?
Oh,
Nothing. No lunch money for him there. He's stuck. Just, I would say, waiting for another lobby. But hey, those queue times are closed. They're donezo. So he's, you know, going to be thinking about tomorrow instead.
Indeed he is. But now, over to Hawkers and Keolis from Vitality, who have, you know, this is a great kit. The stinkers to try and put some pressure. Also, shadow bombs. If they opt to use, well, they're going to need the shadow bombs. I think shadow bombs are going to be very valuable here, but and that's an elimination.
Nice.
That's a good one to pick up. That's the 3rd one for Keolis, so 4 points total, and we're right there. We're right to that 10 points. So remember, 15, you start to snag yourself some points when you're in the top 15, but top 10, you earn even more, and that could be the difference between you being in the top 1,500 and you watching tomorrow's games.
Yeah, and you see we have Boyer and Crippa, another one of those E11 duos, another one of the favorites, but we're going to hop on board here with JFX.
Oliver.
Stole your gal. Joke's on you, that'd be incredibly impressive.
Go
And
into
instead, he
YouTube
knocks
and
down
search
Talkers and Keyless
Fortnite.
with a great little knock there, so the
And then
player's
go to
not able
Fortnite
to utilize
channel.
their utility, gets the
They're
wall
live
edit,
streaming
drops
at
the
the
cone
minute.
down. The player then disengages over
Yeah, there's
one.
live streaming the World Cup.
Instead of
Yeah,
stealing
I'm
your go, he's
watching
going to
it.
steal all your loot, get everything that's there.
Yeah,
Alex,
Well, he actually got the loot
himself.
stolen from him.
Well, he tried to steal it, and instead he
Oh,
stole
guess
it
what's
back.
in
I don't
the
know
iron
what's
shop?
going
Yeah,
on.
there's
It's fine.
a lot of
Yeah.
lot of theft going on over there. We'll
Hey,
glance.
we don't promote theft. Go out, earn your way into doing it.
That's
Do you know,
right.
it's easy
That's
to do
right.
on the track and lead.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. You know, do the right thing.
Theft is bad, don't break the law. But now we got Boyer over here reloading. Kind of the one drawback that comes across with
Wait,
a
Jack,
heavy
you
sniper
doing a
and those
1v1?
RPGs is the longer load time. So Boyer, as
Jack,
long
you doing a
as his
1v1?
kit is loaded, if he's got a drum in the drum gun, he's got a rocket in the rocket
Wait,
launcher,
wait,
if he's
you
got a
Jack.
bullet in the heavy sniper, he can be incredibly effective, but definitely
make
going to be
you-
reliant on Crippa to set him
I'll
up
make
in a
you
lot
pass
of these
me, Jack.
circumstances. So they're going to get the high ground and immediately turn back
But
around
you
and look
wait
for
now,
shots
wait.
as Hubin
Oh.
gets picked up right away.
Oh man, Boyer though gets tagged up quite a bit,
I
and
like
then the pressure
Great.
continues
I
to
like
come on in.
great.
More players
So
throwing
fun.
shots in his direction, but he's going to have his teammate Crippa there to work with him. So Crippa and Boyer painting the high ground. Then you got Fixie and Monkey Fourface right below them. The drum gun, if any players try and get on top of them, that drum gun is really going to punish you because it is an accurate weapon.
Really?
Even from this kind of range, and this circle is only going to get
Really?
smaller and smaller and smaller, so that drum gun's going to become that much more important to
Yeah,
use. Crippa,
right.
he jumps right on into the box, but we go down low for the low ground warrior action here. You got Monkey Face and Fixie. I said Fourface. I saw the 4 earlier.
I
but-
honestly, I read the same thing the first 2 times.
yeah, I
said the
saw
name, and I'm
Fourface.
like, nope,
you know?
it's
or
Monkey
Monkey
Face.
F Ace.
Could you imagine how terrified a monkey with 4 faces
Wait,
would be?
wait,
Yeah,
Kevin.
that would be quite horrifying there,
Huh?
and I'm glad that. Yeah, I'm
Kevin.
sure it's somewhere though, right? The world's a crazy place. So we-
Yeah, it certainly is, but
I
now
wanna show
Impact
you.
Fixie trying to make it a little less crazier, trying to get on the far side of the
I'm
zone
wearing a
and then turn
t-shirt
back
as I
Boyer,
got on
getting a
holiday,
good knock
and
on
it's-
I'm calling Fixie, trying to pin this other player here. Monkey is right on the other side, they're going to opt to push in, and maybe Ivan is maybe eliminated as
Oh
Boyer
my
also
God,
converts onto
stop
Colin,
that.
and we get close to that top 5
Who's
set.
doing
You can tell that Fixie called his teammate there because he saw him. He knew that he was
Who's
pinned
doing
in,
that?
and then he had that drum, so he can put the pressure. Oh man, that rocket flew right in there. Monkey Face is
Yeah,
still
wait,
going to
Jack,
be
when
in
I
this
join-
one, but
Wait.
that thing basically kissed him in the head.
There you go. No,
It kissed
man.
him right in the face.
I mean, if Fixie didn't hit that flick, they would have been in such
Yeah.
a rough spot.
man.
So
Hey,
Mayfest ends
but
up
you
getting
see
picked
my
up by
t-shirt?
Boyer. So you have Fixie in your top right, you have Boyer and Crippa in the
Oh,
bottom
God,
right on the
my-
high ground.
pretty
See
much
everyone
what
else
I've done
on the
is
wide.
my
Zadok
Yeah.
picks up 2. Fixie gets Zadok, but then Boyer throws
Wait.
down the explosives. So now
Wait.
it is a 2v2,
Wait.
but Monkey Face is down. It's all on Fixie going for the launchpad play. Can he get in the tree?
I wish
Make himself
wait,
safe in the
if I
branch.
got one,
Oh,
shit,
6,000
I would've
Galaxy
fucking
Brain.
WhatsApp you
IQ
that.
Boyer
Nah,
and
bet
Crippa
not.
shoot down the tree. Fixie has nowhere to
If I-
hide.
if
you're
Nowhere to go.
connected
They're
to the
dropping down,
internet,
going
you
for the
will be
pins.
able to.
Boyer going down first. The rat-tat-tat-tat of the drum gun trying to
Oh, he
put the
gets high
spray
ground.
down,
And also
but
go on
Fixie
the-
takes it away from him, GB.
Fixie's going to get the high ground here.
That train
And he
line?
does manage to hold this one. And he's going to put damage into Crippa. That could even the odds just a little bit, but no, it won't be enough. Boyer gets the cleanup, and that is going to be a victory royale for E11's Boyer and Crippa.
Wait.
But boy, oh boy, that could have been quite the dicey situation
What?
there.
Okay, yeah. Anyway,
It got
Jack.
real tense
Anyway,
real
that
fast.
was-
You
that
saw
was
Crippa
what I
there
was
with
gonna
less
show
than
you.
20
It's just
effective
because I don't
HP,
want to
but
train
in
my
the
battery.
end, Boyer ended up doing a little bit of skeet shooting himself,
Yeah.
firing the rocket up,
I don't
and
care
then
if my
picking
battery
it up
drains.
with the
This is
drum
what
gun.
Jack
So well done
does.
from
I bet he's
E11
gonna
duo.
do this to get
14
some
eliminations and the
Wait,
victory
wait,
route
wait.
coming out from there. 24 points, bumping him into the triple digits. Again, if you are just joining us, this is the very last matches for the semifinal portion of Europe. And don't forget, in
Okay,
week
buddy,
4
ready now?
for duos, it took
Right, Jack,
61
stop,
points
Yep.
and 2 victory royales to guarantee you would play on Sunday.
Wait.
61 points. The trend has been that has only been going up, largely because in order to play in the semifinal, you need to reach 300 points in the arena to get in the Champion League, which means more players will be able to join these competitors every single week, and you
I
can even join these competitors every
I
single
hope
week.
Perfect
Grind those
wins.
arena matches out, get
it's
up to
the
the
perfect
300
one
points,
you
try your hand at it, see how well you can do, see if you can make it
Okay,
to
right, I'm ready, Jack.
Sunday, as all these players are desperately trying to do here,
Here goes
as
nothing.
now we have only 5 duos remaining in a very thin
And I
circle.
think this guy guys
Oh,
singing,
really now?
oh boy,
Brain time.
because his name's Oh Boy,
Oh, I get it.
because he's
He
getting
got-
shot.
I get it. Yeah. Oh boy, I'm getting shot. His name's
Hey,
Oh
man,
Boy.
Pookie Face isn't here, so I'm just trying to cover for the punch.
Gotta
Not a
keep
lot
it
of
up.
players left in this one, by the way. I don't know if
Gaming.
you saw, but I think we only had like
Yeah,
5
both
viewers
had the
remaining.
same amount
And the
now.
Bush, the dreaded Bush, is going to be in the action.
It is going
yeah,
to be
World
in the
Cup.
action, but now we have Core Gaming and Backboom, the duo who actually both qualified for
I told you,
solos
Jack,
and are now
I'm
looking to
doing a lot
qualify
of matches,
for
yeah.
duos as
Have you
well.
sent it to
As
our
you can see here,
limited-
Core Gaming goes
He
down
got
to
him with
Boy
the trap.
preventative trap, actually.
Okay.
Oh boy, indeed. So now, Boom's going to
Next
try and get
round,
over there. Oh boy,
let's
going to
set it to
pop
unlimited.
his second big shield to try and make some
suck.
space, and now he's looking to see if he can't convert on that.
He's in the 1-by-1. Oh, he got out of that. Okay, so Boom did manage to get out of that, but Oh Boy's going to be on the prowl, trying to dance around him here. Meanwhile, Core Gaming's like, please, someone pick me up, but no one's going to pick you up because the action is just right in front of him. He's got to try and hold this one off. Oh Boy wants to get possession of this wall. He's going to clean up the elimination on Core Gaming, and it's about ownership. Who's going to fight this one out in the 1-by-1? And it's going to be Snooki who wins the 1v2. And that was very well done. I'm sure, Oh Boy is going to win the 1v2 for his teammate Snooki, having his back there.
Oh boy.
Oh Boy. I'm sorry, I just can't get over this name. It's cracking me up.
But now we have a 2v2, v2, v1. It is only circle
I
4, so
agree,
lots of
Jack's
space left. If a team decides to get aggro, we are over by this Polar Peak region. And again, you might be wondering why we end up with
If
some
you-
zones like this.
Then if you were
With
that
how
long
the
guy, Jack,
format
then
is when you
it'll
get
be
down towards the end, if
it'll
players
be him
only
versus
have,
his dad, his
I've only
future
played 7
self.
matches, I have 3 matches left, and there's 10 minutes left on the queue. Yeah, maybe you drop Neo Tilted,
default
maybe you drop
24.90,
Paradise Bombs,
I'll
maybe
hit
you
like
drop
25
whatever the
times,
closest
right.
major POI is that's nearby and try and get a couple of elims and then get into another match. The byproduct of that is if you have 70 plus people in your match who are all playing hyper aggressive and taking 50-50s, you'll end up in a lobby that's not quite as dense as you get in, which ends up for some different style gameplay. People get more rooms, there's different types of engagements, as you see Pusher now pinned up on the top of Polar Peak.
Interesting to go and just
7.
wrestle the high ground away
No!
from
He got it
Legends
with
and
the
Pusher, who
rocket
ended up
launcher.
going down.
How?
Pusher was looking around too because he now knows where 2 of the players are going to be hanging out, and then he has another 2 up above him here. So he goes in for that fight, throws down the trap. He's trying to stay alive. He does manage to get through, forces his way out of the trap that Pusher had set up on the right side, but it did hit him for 150 damage, so that is certainly going to hurt. You got Knight, who's pushing in on him as well. Legends, who sees the player right in front, might try and go for that elimination. There's Legends up above, and the 2 players, after what looked like a very dangerous situation there with those 2 traps being placed, did manage to get out, did manage to get up on the high ground, but one has to wonder how safe they actually are with those rockets continuing to put the pressure on them.
Yeah, and it's actually super unfortunate. If
Jack.
Pusher had trapped right away there, he would have gotten the guaranteed elim, but being a little slow means he wasn't able to convert, but now pops one of his 5 Shadow Bombs to move up another level. Not sure if that was necessarily required, but they're going to
Well, I think I
continue
need
going
to
up.
kill
However,
another one.
9 more builds. GP's getting out, gets a 68 tag. With that combat shotgun, 3 more builds and got it. Needed
Nice.
to stick that elim, needed to get the conversion on that, which they'll get now, but needs to make sure those mats don't fall off. So good job by Legends walling them off to make sure they get those. But because both of these guys have basically built the Eiffel Tower in the sky here, neither of these players have mats anymore. They
Yeah.
just burned that other player. You got 15 extra mats out of it, so congratulations.
I wonder how much Adrian has left.
My guess is probably like 6.
Yeah, not a whole lot to work with, and at this point you can also tear down the structure, maybe force this player down, and that's Adrian who just decides to get out of dodge, and oh, that is unfortunate there. Gonna have 5 players left in this lobby. You see this giant tower that was built here to win the high ground.
Yeah, 1v1 build battle me, bro. That's exactly what that says to me. But now you can see Penta and Legends are going to opt to pop those Shadow Bombs, put some pressure over here on this player. It's a 2v2v1. They're going to try and own the box.
He's got to get it.
He doesn't. The other player's on brick right now. He's trying to get the insta replace
Go on, there's
while Legends
5
is
people
working.
left
He's gotta
and
get it.
3
The top down.
duos.
Oh no, Legends actually being contested, so they're now going to reset.
Yeah, and this guy, he's just playing defense nonstop, trying to get out. But there goes the jump pad's going to be used, and they're all going to use a little community launch pad action here as Pusher and Legends get up to that high ground. You see these players all about. And Legends and Pusher needs to be careful because they don't have a lot of builds left, right?
Yeah, and
there's a lot of wide open space.
Exactly, I was about to say, because he's not as dense, you don't have players just building up the veritable wall for you to kind of be sneaky. When you're out of builds, that's it. You're going to be stuck kind of just walking out in the open or hitting some trees, hoping to get some last-minute wood. But now you see
Trying to phase in.
Holding forward with that minigun. And Cons, you needed a little bit more luck there. Unfortunately, Weekends does go down to the storm, and oh boy,
he's eliminated. There you go. It was a bit of a slower game there, but nicely done from Penta Legends and Pusher, who did manage to pick up the victory royale.
I mean,
nicely done.
Not a lot of a fossil to look at there that had kind of that one build battle that burned those two duos out of maps. Now we're going to hop on board. You have
a different type
Giants, Teddy right over, and a little bit more of
still
a denser circle. You can see
Come on,
already.
when's it
Got
gonna
some
be
barcodes
any
over
worse?
there, the Muffin YY, Rutger, Nose
When's
Cup
it gonna be any
LV,
worse?
Teddy
I want to
right
see
next to
Ninja.
him, trying to get a little bit of space. As Cream believed, also kind of glides on past was another player who was in the top 10, but X-Splash is down, so Teddy riding solo.
Let's see what Teddy could do now. Those are the players up above him. He's hearing them stomp around. I think Teddy just wants to play safe. He'll be inside of the circle as well, that half in, half out circle as it begins to move forward. We're hanging out by Lucky Landing as well. Yeah, there you go. Actually, he's going to edit out, and that's going to be an elimination for Teddy. And I think Mitro just caught completely off guard. No idea where that one was going to come from. Even the player was kind of stunned as to where that one was coming from as well. And Teddy still putting in that pressure with the combat shotty.
Yeah,
he also has that attack. He's going to charge right in there in the Muffin. Oh, he takes out the Muffin Man. It's not fair. No, it's not fair for the Muffin Man or the Gingerbread Man.
Was not fair for him at all, but Teddy, great push out there. You saw the double edit up through his cone as the player was trying to break through.
Someone's
Caught
going to
him with
want
his
to go for that supply
pickaxe
drop,
out,
I know it.
and then as the player was trying to back up, didn't have any
Oh,
edits, but
the
we
honor
also
guard.
have Keemstar and Hunter on board here, sitting on 86.6
Oh,
elims currently,
Keemstar.
as we're just outside the top 5, and we are
What?
so far south, being right on the edge of the map, over by Lucky Landing.
Keemstar can't be
next
from
safe zone
Europe.
is revealed, going to go a little farther north, over by that little
Keemstar can't
pagoda,
be.
but it makes it for a real interesting rotation because we're going to go up over a hill, and then there's a ton of those natural structures in there, harder to break down, some extra brick, but can make endgame rotations tough, as you have Doritos and Belvid over there, Back GG Lover, and his partner down, hanging out in the middle, as we're now 4, 3,
got 2
2,
risky kills.
1. Rotations will
Need
begin
3
to
more
come
kills
out.
until I win.
Here comes the movement.
Have no one gone for that
And there
supply drop
goes
yet? There we
the
go.
use of the Rift to go. So with only 10 players
Someone
left, 7
haven't gone
duos
for the,
remaining,
supply drop
Kinstar
yet.
and his duo are looking, Hunter and Kinstar are looking very good here. They can keep this one going. Hunter did not land on his teammate, but that's okay. He'll be able to recorrect. He got a few players that are going to jump in. That's Darwin who goes down. And he tried to get underneath them, kind of tucked between that spot, but it was not going to be.
They're
meant to
just
be.
not going
They
for
also have a
supply
lot of
drop.
builds there as well that players are going to look
fine.
to reuse.
That's fine. I
And
just
then here
had
comes the
it.
movement now. Some players with the shadow bombs, others just trying to
you
use
get
some of the
like a
recycled
rocket
builds. Maybe they
launcher
don't
from
have
there or
enough builds, so
something
they're
like
trying to
that?
be a little conservative with it.
Okay.
But who isn't being conservative on the high ground is
Speaking
Hunter
of
and
rocket
Kinstar,
launchers,
because they
I already
have
have one. It's just
all
that-
this presence, all this vision.
Jack,
And when they need to, they can utilize that Rift to go if they realize that they're going to be
9
in a tough
people
spot.
left.
Maybe someone tries to challenge them. There's just a lot that they can do. This is looking really good for the Solary duo.
That looks fantastic for them, as they're able to utilize the double drum guns, have plenty of medium ammo to be able to run through it, kind of one of those
think they have
self-mitigating
enough.
risks. Yeah, anything, I'd say anything above kind of 100 is generally comfortable for the drum guns, having 2 like full drum worth, because that's basically all you're ever going to end up needing. But now, Hunter trying to find whatever space again. The players right above him. Challenges him, and that's Belvid going down. One of the players who was inside that top 10. Those critical elims will end up playing a
There's
huge
1,
role
2,
tomorrow,
3,
but
4,
now just trying to get whatever momentum
Still
rolling.
there's
Again, top
7 people.
1,500 duos advanced. So now
There's
on
Teddy.
board
8
here,
people.
Teddy on the low ground, rocking that Sentinel skin,
I'm not ready.
showing that he is the true robot chicken.
I have to say, impressive.
Never mind.
I just thought about that. It does look like.
Not ready.
Come on. Yes.
I have to
Yes,
say,
yes,
though,
yes,
very
yes.
impressive
Nice
here from
job.
Teddy.
Nice job.
who's managed to make something
Oh!
and even then, even getting eliminated, still snagged himself
Oh
a
my
few
God.
points there for his teammates.
I didn't
so
think he
that,
was gonna get
hey, man, when
eliminated.
you lose your squad member early on in the game and you got to make a play happen, that's the best that you could possibly ask for here. You got 4 players remaining, 3 duos left. And of this, you got the Solary duo, Kinstar and Hunter. Such a great duo.
I want
And they're going
Kinstar
to show
to
you why
win.
right here if it keeps on going like
I
this
want
with this
Kinstar
high
and
ground
Hunter
control.
to win.
Doraditox is in a really bad spot. You also have Alasolta, who's trying to get around here with that Shadow Bomb. Does manage to do so, but he's going to be met there by 2 members of Solary, and that is the cleanup victory royale. Very well done.
Hey,
Solary
they
duo
won.
smashing
Nice.
that lobby and picking themselves up 10 points for the victory royale and 11 points for the eliminations, 22 points total. And there you see the aftermath, the carnage. But speaking of someone who leaves a path of carnage and fire and brimstone, it's Zeke standing by.
That is after I eat delicious Peruvian food
Watch this.
like we had last night, Golden Boy. That's correct. Listen, I'm a foodie and I love food. Wow, what an awesome game though. Keenstar there, his dual partner showing up massive. You know, with that type, oh my gosh. With that type of performance, you hope that can propel them tomorrow.
Yep.
Maybe they qualify. Maybe they're going to finals. I personally hope so. I'm a
When
big
did they
Keenstar
start
fan, so,
streaming?
you know.
Yeah,
Here we go. We'll see.
He's definitely one of the original
Right.
people that
What'd you say,
we
Kieran?
love to see
hours ago.
every single time. So we do have a few highlights.
Yeah,
Zeke.
Dope.
Couple of those games,
Just like around.
Fixie, who
Yeah.
almost clutched up. He had
that's true.
such an incredible performance here with Monkey Face. The first one, the trap,
how's that?
as he knocked that play. Actually, that player just edited down on top of it. He just predicted that was going to happen. So just a nice predictive play, and then this was him, Fixie, and Monkey Face kind of grouping up and making sure they realize, hey, this guy's in a box. We got him in a corner. We can do this. And then just facing and spamming through. That's a wrap for him.
That was when Sunan dropped the maybe Ivan was maybe eliminated.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 on that one.
Maybe Ivan was definitely eliminated. And there, that was great. That was so lucky and unlucky at the same time because he got the siphon to bring him back up. He actually lost his teammate, but this was a nice kind of 1v2 here from Oh Boy onto Core Gaming and Lol Boom, who did qualify in solos, not yet in duos. So we'll see if we can get them there. But we do now have the final standings for the semis in Europe as the games have racked up. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. It's going
Wow,
to be
that's
Airwax and Nikov on top. So that's
Yay.
very nice for them. That's a good confidence boost that they need to go into tomorrow because we know their struggles. Every single week they've gotten so close, Zeke.
Yeah, that's something you specifically have said. You're like, is it Airwalks this week? Is it time? Is he going through? I mean, 115 points, 58 elims, 4 victorials. No one else in top 10 has them. The closest is Blood and Tux there with 3. That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. That's a lot of victory royales in these semis. A lot of players kind of play very much more aggressive. That's why you see these eliminations, how many there are wrapped up. It's actually going to stop me at 83 because of that big 38 or whatever it was. But yeah, a lot of people play a lot more elimination hungry. And you tend to see that in the graphs when you break it down. But so those victory royales is kind of interesting to see. Usually it's more spread among people because they are so elimination hungry. But all these players going into tomorrow, we see who is feeling confident, who's going to be feeling themselves for the qualification spots tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's it. Europe is done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll be hopping in with Brazil. So, you know, you got 5 minutes. Get up, stretch your legs. I'm sorry. Oceania and Asia as well. Replays. Get up, stretch your legs, get a snack, come back. We got more Fortnite action after this.
Not ready yet.
In 5 minutes views.
Hey Fortnite fam, it's me Zeke. In case you missed it, let's recap week 4 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open.
Okay.
In week 4, we were back to duos, and Oceania, Asia, and Brazil were all playing for prize money. The competition was fierce in Oceania, as players aimed for first place. 3 teams were battling it out for the top spot: Jam Zora and Geese, Jalen and Skyla, and the ghost duo of Zarbi and Trapped. In the end, Jam Zora and Geese took first place with an insane score of 132 points. In week 2, they were 2 points short of qualifying, and with their insane performance in week 4, expect them to come back even stronger in week 6. Over in Asia, Top Banny and Faxbox have been a dominant duo, but in week 4, their teammates Top Punch and Ming stole the show with their phenomenal 117-point score, 6 points clear of the next duo. T1's Quicks and Medusa were just behind them with 111 points. And just behind them were KGA's Sexy Boy and Backhoe. Asia has proven time and time again that the region is stacked, and we expect them to continue bringing the heat in coming weeks. While the action has been heating up in Asia, Brazil has been flying under the radar, with their top players having outstanding performances. 9Z Santidad and 9Z Zeko dominated Week 4 with 115 points, the only duo to break a double-digit score. People are sleeping on the region, and these players are insane. And at the finals, don't be surprised to see them pop off in huge ways. Speaking of insane, let's talk about Europe, which had 4 qualifying spots up for grabs. EU played their hearts out as they went head-to-head vying for placement. E11 Stompy and Tachinkin qualified for finals back in Week 2. And in Week 4, they were back with a vengeance as they dominated the battlefield and snagged the #1 spot. Because they had already qualified, 4 spots still remain as Gambit's Flexi and Letwick punched their tickets with 87 points. Cooler Nyrox and Aqua took the next spot with 86 points. 3 teams battled it out for the remaining 2 spots. But due to tiebreakers, VHV Crew and Chapix and Geo's Daedra and Miz secured the last 2 spots, holding off New G Booth and Nido. Man, EU is so good! In NA East, there were 3 spots up for grabs, and massive names battled it out as the leaderboards were constantly shifting. Ninja and Reverse 2K had an incredible start with a victory royale and a 2nd place in Game 2. They even went head-to-head with Tifu and Cloak in several of their games. But after an unbelievable set of matches, the dynamic duo of NRG Zate and Ghost Saf stood at the top of the leaderboard with 99 points. Tempo's Brush and Sizzlucky claimed the 2nd spot with 91 points. The final spot was the most intense back and forth we've ever seen. But out of nowhere, Nate Hill and Face Funk exploded into 3rd place. With only 2 games left, they had to drop huge games if they hoped to qualify. In an unbelievable swing, Nate Hill and Funk Bomb focused up and pulled off the unthinkable, picking up 38 points in their last 2 games. They edged out 100 Thieves, Cease, and Elevate by 1 point, earning the last qualifying spot and punching their tickets to the finals. NA West was the last set on deck with 1 qualifying spot. First place was overtaken several times, but in the end, KNG Leno and KNG Barrow secured first with 90 points. In Week 2, they placed 8th with 81 points. And after an interview on broadcast, Barrow said he and Leno set their eyes on first place, taking time to practice with peers and do VOD reviews to improve their skills. Their hard work paid off big time, and they will face off against the best of the best in finals, ready to show the world what they've got. Week 4 was absolutely insane, and the competition was fierce, but there's still more to come. So stay tuned for the Fortnite World Cup Online Open.
I like how they show. What's happening at the minute? No way.
No, you bloody bitch.
To the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers. I'm Monster D-Face, and I'll be taking you guys through this next portion of the show. So we're going to be taking a look at a couple of replays and moments from OCE and Asia. So just to kind of catch you guys up to some of our top dogs that we're kind of fighting on throughout the night as this region was knocked out. And as that kind of progresses on through, we'll be then hopping into some of Brazil, which is going to be taken on just a little bit later. So with that, I'll be introducing our casters to kind of take us through the day. It's going to be Zeke and Bala kind of hitting up the stage here.
Thank you, Monster. Let's go, Zeke.
Boom. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Bala.
Yes?
The director told me I have exactly 2 beep boops for the broadcast.
Okay. Well, that was 1. That's 2 now.
That's it.
All right, we're done.
Boom. All right, games. Let's just get into it. Boom.
Let's go.
Here we go. You guys ready? Because we're ready. Game time. We're hopping in, just like Monster said, right into the OCE games. They're going to be fire. I'm excited. And honestly, every week I love going in and just learning more and more about the region, seeing more faces, watching as they develop their gameplay, and of course, you know, as we bounce back and forth
So this
between
is
solo
not
and
at
duo
the minute.
action. Every week it's something new, something different, people adapting, changing. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and we see how people are, you know, like you said, adapting to the format. People are starting to feel comfortable, starting to feel more like they can make the plays that they need to. And actually, we saw the leaderboards earlier at the top of the show, where we had what's his name, Cyper, and his teammate. They got 145 points. That is a record for semifinals. That is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of points that you can rack up in these semifinal games. So hopefully we get a taste of that.
Listen, man, it all goes back to confidence, right? Once you're feeling good, you've got those games, you can just, you know, take that, gain a bunch of momentum. Now the trick is having it carry over to the next game, the next day, right? Because making it in as the #1 seed for qualifiers is great, but if you make it in, you're like, all right, you can't. Is that actually Pokemon? No, that's not actually, but that should be growing. But just translating that onto the next day, you know, that's quite a bit of momentum they built up, so we'll see if they can translate that tomorrow. Now, very quickly though, we should probably get people up to speed in case they're just tuning in. Very quickly, there it is on the right side of your screen. Top 15, top 10, top 5 victory all the elimination thresholds, with each elim being a point, as we see carrying on with this straight up assault on these other players going in. And Pokemon, I'm sorry, getting sent all the way back to North America.
I just have to say, I really like how you saw that fact that player was named Pokemon, and he got closer to the screen. Is that really Pokemon? As if you were gonna be able to tell.
Yeah. As I got closer, it was like that person. I could see their true face, and I was like, oh, no, that's not Pokemon. My bad. My apologies. But here we are, jumping in, top 22 right now. 13 players remain. We're at Storm Circle 6, about to start moving here, and the grenades are coming down in full effect. Look at him bouncing.
Also, it has more of a range.
DB&O, as Rhino, his dual partner, is trying desperately to get the revive here.
Yeah, Carrion just kind of spamming those grenades haphazardly, not really picking too much where to go, just kind of throwing them on the top of turtles. There's a difference, but he's going to actually drop that because he's going to use up all of the explodes there and move on forward, picking up some shadow grenades, shadow bombs, and making that rotate.
That's cool to do that too as well, because like, you know, when the storm is moving, it's going to be left behind, so you don't have to really worry about someone else kind of picking it up, right? It's kind of like boogies. You see players, if they have a stack, they just use them kind of like in the one by. Oh, a player's dropped down. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
Shut down. A 94 to his dome piece is going to drop him immediately, and the cleanup there coming out. Pick up the card. Your dual partner, he has to come down. I mean, it's important. You got to pick up the card. You picked up my card. I really do appreciate that. Got me the revive earlier on in the day. But going back to the point, that's why you see players using boogie bombs. They find a stack because they're like, I don't want someone else to use it if they happen to come across it as they rotate.
And that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting, is that jumping in people's boxes in this new kind of shotgun era with the combat shotguns and the tactical shotguns, not as rewarding as it was with the pump shotgun. So kind of got to stray away from those, especially when you're actually only one hit with the tactical shotgun, which was the case there.
Yeah, man, I've been playing a lot with both, trying to find which one caters more to my playstyle, and for me, it's the combat shotgun. I love the rate of fire. I actually got into an engagement earlier on in the week where I was playing the new John Wick LTM, and I was like, man, you know, I just haven't figured out which one I wanted, and I landed on a dude, he ramped me up, and then I just like took 3 shots of the combat shotgun at close, medium, and long range, and it was just damage, you know, pouring out of the barrel of the weapon, and I was like, all right, combat shotgun is for me. Anyway.
Nice line there from Carrion, actually.
Is that,
what on earth was he doing?
Rhino? I feel like that is against what we want to do.
Yeah, no poaching. Definitely.
Yeah.
But it was a really good find from him, knocking down the
Oliver
on the high ground. Just realizes there was only 2 structures he landed right to the side of it, broke it down, and then got the easy tech follow up. And now they're really cleaning up from high ground right now. It's Colt and Carrion.
Where are you going on YouTube?
Because as we know, it is very strong, but somebody starts to pressure them with the stink grenades.
We're going to see the rotation come out here from up above on the high star.
Oliver, do you know why
coming through.
I'm gonna mute
Carry
you?
on, trying to keep on with keeping on at 47. Wait, what?
Do you know why I'm gonna mute you?
Jinx goes down.
Why? So,
And his team.
Because you're
It was
swearing
actually
and
two
I'm live
separate
streaming.
players from different duos there.
Oh,
He
yeah,
actually
so
trapped them, realizing the only wall that he had was the one behind the stairs. So he edited that while they were behind it, put the trap, and then edited it closed at the same time. Grabbing both of those eliminations, really, really good play there from Carrion.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And now Colt, we see he only used the mini there to top off about 6 HP, and that's because right now he's only sitting on 69 effective HP. 73, never mind, he is good to go back in the action. The Siphon's gonna help. 111 over on Shy. He's gonna try, but his back is to the storm. He's in the box.
Oh no.
No chance there. They're just going to keep him in that box, much like Zeke.
I know, they let me out of the box. I don't know. Back at PAX, they put me in the box, and they let me back out. I guess you must like me. Thank you. But we're going to move on to more games. We've got more on deck, Bala.
Yep.
Let's hop on over. Oh, yeah. So you know what I really love is this new change with the slipstreams. They've been turned off after Circle 5 in case, for whatever reason, you did not catch up that. You didn't see the patch notes drop. Yeah, you definitely
Read the patch notes.
Please, every single time they drop, just read those patch notes. Very vital. I actually just finished watching a clip where people were hanging out at one of the sky bases. They turned
I read
off and they were like, well, we
That's
just
the first thing I
eliminated.
do.
I misread the patch notes.
When I
So
wake
I
up.
tried to rotate with the slipstream. In Circle 5, I thought it would be at the end of Circle 5.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up, falling to my elimination.
Yeah. Back to the lobby. You would go. But yeah, this is really cool. I love that this change was made. And
Makes
then
it way less hectic. I mean, when you end up in a position like this, this circle, you can still rotate with them. It's not crazy. You're not all of a sudden going to get pulled up in the sky. But once you get to like 7, when it's really tiny, there's no chance there. Nice take from Repulse. And I really like what Cypher and Repulse did right there is they landed on separate sides of them, and then Cypher can lay down the fire from that big red barn while Repulse actually knocks them down. And they can grab high ground from, but the Repulse is just going at it right now. They have 14 eliminations, and Repulse is continuing to go forward. They're going to go different sides again, and the timing is perfect. As Cypher comes in, Dapper is going to go down. The traps are getting just absolutely spammed everywhere. And that's now up to 16 eliminations.
that's huge, especially we were just on Repulse.
I like
and he
how
also
almost
has
everyone
heavy
has a
sniper.
rift to go.
So I like the way they kind of pinched the situation. We saw Cypher from his perspective. He blew the wall out and then started to push in. And then the player obviously defensively put the wall up, but it's scary, man. When you've got two people trying to come in for the pincer attack and they both have heavy snipes, good luck, everyone else.
Good luck indeed, because that's not something you can get out. But this is an example of why they got up to 145, Zeke. That's ridiculous.
They're racking up, they did already, past tense, racked up the eliminations. The point, just like you said, we see that looks like there's rifts sitting on the ground.
Yeah, so he's going to
So they basically have at least 3. Okay, so it could have been 2, but at least they got a full stack of rifts. This is.
But at this point, you're not really gonna want more than even 2, to be honest. Especially because we know the way that they play is go for those eliminations. Oh, playing in the cornfield there, Cypher almost getting that opportunity, but nice. Turns back around, uses that RPG to knock out the height. And they're just going to go up and up and up and up, and they're not stopping at all. That gives them all the opportunities to take these shots. And Hope Dot goes down. He's going to get the finish too. And now 9 players remaining total. That means 7 more eliminations that they could find. Let's see if they get them all.
And I was just thinking about it, but I feel like the keeping in the rifts almost feels like an offensive play. Like they're basically telling us, hey, if we get to the circle and it's tight, like, Cypher could very well just drop down and rift a bunch of people out, and then Repulse could sit down below. And we've seen it done dozens of times, right? So I'm thinking maybe that's why they kept the stacks, because I'm in agreement here, like, keeping them this late, especially with, like, the terrain, you don't need them, especially if you have launch pads, but hey, they know something we don't. That's how they racked up the elims, so we'll see how things unfold. Cypher gonna go for the shot. A few 33s coming out, but nothing connected quite yet.
I don't think he has builds.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think Trilogy had any builds there. So Cypher recognizing that and just laying down the assault rifle fire. That's going to be the end of that player. Now Cypher continuing forward. Let's see what else they're going to rack up. 4 players for them to find. Spooky Goose, Grills, 1 duo. I believe it's actually all duos. So Repulse knocks down 1, goes into the zone to do it. Gonna take a lot of ticks in zone, but nobody's really contesting them at all. I don't really think there's any concerted effort to stop Cypher and Repulse here.
Yeah, it's
I
one of those
wonder if we'll
situations
see,
that once you get going,
Luckily.
it's just
wonder if we'll
hard
see
to stop
Luckman.
him. Look, both of them ending with 11 eliminations, a
See if he's live on
32-point game.
Twitch.
These guys are monsters. All right, if they have the repeat performance tomorrow, be careful, everyone else.
Yeah, but it does. The pace of these games changes drastically. I mean, we've seen it multiple times. We are going to move on
doesn't
to
really live
Asia,
stream, does
see
he?
how some of their semifinal games were.
He never
Hopping
really
into
live
Hair
streams.
and Saber. Did get that place earlier this
What
morning.
is this? Oh, this is Asia
Man, I
now.
was just looking up the stats here for Cypher and Repulse. They
It's in
played 10
between
games,
Asia
and
and
5 of those
Oceania.
games were always placed within placement points. 2 of those games, actually 4 of those games, excuse me, were all
This
at
is when
least top 5
the
finishes.
weird
That's
game
insane.
attacks coming.
That's ridiculous. And now, Saber and Hair. I believe the scores in Asia did increase from the previous couple of weeks of duos, but not as drastically as they did in OCE, so we'll see. Hair in a good position right now. They
This
did
is
get
the
1
problem. The
elimination just
ping is
then.
always going to be
Still,
quite
we can
bad.
tell duo is still up. Where are they going to be able to find him? They
Only
have the
the ones
rotation
that
options too.
The ping's going to be quite
In this
good.
case, you
the
see, we
CNA
had that
ones.
debate earlier. Do you carry Rift-to-Goes or do you carry Shadow Bombs?
It's tough, man. So I think Sundown explains this the best. It's that
Oh my
when
God,
you use
look
something
at
like a
that
Rift to
game
Go,
tag.
you can very quickly traverse going from the top.
How would they say that
Right,
game
if you think, like,
attack?
from where you come out of the rift in the
They
sky,
weren't even
going
trying to
downward.
say that-
With the
say
shadow
that
bomb,
game
you can go
attack.
from upward wherever you are in the high, like say you're on the high ground tarp, downward. You can go from the lowest ground tarp up to the highest, right? The difference being, you know, the Rift to Go is like you and your partner and whoever else wants to come with, and the Shadow Bomb is just you, and you have 6 seconds where you're committed to this shadow time, and you can't, like, so let's say you pop it and then suddenly your teammate gets into an engagement, you're stuck for 6 seconds, right? It's just like a pick your poison type thing. Both
There you
are
go.
super awesome. I
Killed that
personally, I
game
play
attack.
way too aggressively, so I take Shadow Bomb every time.
As we can see there, Hair picking up another one. Nice little pinch there onto that player. Good gatekeeping from both of them.
Go.
Every single player in that river did not make it through. And if they needed to rotate in, they didn't make it through. Sure, there was a lot of support from the other players in the lobby up on the high ground, especially these two. Now Stunt and Matthew definitely were part of it.
Why
You
aren't
can
they
see
doing
down
the
below.
floor?
That's where
The
that was
big
going.
up floor.
Making the rotate over. You hear the Rift goes
Maybe they're
going
trying
off.
to save
Stunt taking
maps.
shots across the way. It is going to go across the way, so they're going to have to spend some of that mobility. Here goes Stunt. And this is what we were talking about. Getting up on to that height, getting those altitude changes. You can do with the Shadow Bombs, but it does cost. And eventually you will come out. Some people
dear.
can see you. So you've got to be careful when you start climbing those heights.
Yeah, you definitely become
Being a
more,
bit slow in that building.
I guess opaque would be the word.
Oh,
you
nice.
become easier to see toward the end of the Shadow Bomb's lifespan. So right about 4, 5, and 6 seconds, excuse me, you can definitely be like, oh, that's a shadowy
Oh, no.
figure. That's
Oh, how
that's
did
a
he not
bogey.
take any
We gotta
full
take him down.
damage?
But now the player is beginning to rotate out. We see the next safe circle start to go, and everyone's starting to scramble, man. They're trying to get themselves to safety. They're trying to get as many points as possible to hit top 3,000, because don't forget, tomorrow it's the top 1,500 duos per
I think
region are
next
going on
week
to finals.
is the final
although they will
week,
compete
because this
for
is week
qualifying
6,
spots.
and I think
There you
we've
see
only
him on the
gotten
right
two.
side of your screen,
No,
hashtag.
no, we've got
Fortnite
loads
World
of
Cup.
weeks
Shout out Becca,
left.
she's incredible.
I
Hashtag
think
Fortnite
it's
World
the
Cup.
end
Let us know how you're
of
enjoying all
June
the
this
action.
finishes.
But here we go, man. Mountains. Listen.
Brazil only has one
I
spot.
would argue that mountains are deadlier than the storm in Fortnite.
Oh, I think they're teammates. I would consider them
Oh, I like that. Okay, they're working together.
teammates. Yep. Working
There
together
we go,
to
now they're doing the floor ramp.
make for some very,
floor
very
ring
treacherous
thing.
terrain, that's for sure. Now Saber and Hair, they kind of just ignore it. They say, hey, you know what? Let me build my own mountain up here. Build my own sky base. As they are ridiculously high, they must both have something. You can see Saber has these shadow bombs. What does Hair
Oh,
have?
nice.
That's the question. 10 eliminations, that's what he's got, and they're going to continue to try and get more. But when you're up this high, Z, it's really, really hard to actually stop people because the distance is so long, the damage drop off is so high. So if you do get a tag, it's not even for much.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, he could pop the Shadow Bomb and drop down and maybe pass one over to his teammate if he doesn't have the redeploy, a Rift to go, or anything like that. They're
All they have
definitely
is
high
this
up there. It's probably
guy
time to start
and
waterfalling down.
shotgun.
The scary
That's
part
really
is
very
once you've
good.
laid out that much of a tarp and you have to waterfall down, you can't do it in singletons, right? Because if you put one wall, one
And he's low on
ramp,
ammo
or a
with
few
his,
walls and a ramp, they could just shoot up the
AR.
wall and you're falling down.
Nice.
Kushi here going down to stunts, combat, and he just keeps going, man.
I love the fact that all these guys are fighting down on low ground. It's going to be Stunt who cleans it all up, but guess what? You still have to deal with the SB guys all the way up there, and they don't even realize. Look,
They're
he just
still
realized.
up there.
He just realizes, oh my goodness,
Oh my
they're so
God.
high, and still, the fights are
Oh,
continuing.
nice.
Not Stunt, just destroy the entire lobby down below. They finally land on top of that hill. And he's going to actually do some jukes, can he?
He won't be able to get it.
No.
Yeah.
Finally, they just pick him out because, as I said, remember, that visibility starts to come out when that Shadow Bomb starts to end, and easily be able to pick him out of the air there.
It was really nice. I mean, I'm assuming they must have come down because they were, dude, like you said, they were high up there for sure. And that was great identifying. They're like, look, we're moving up on the side of this mountain. There's a lip here at the top. They have to come to us, and we'll be ready. We'll be posted up, and we'll make sure we're taking the shots. But now we move on to the next game. KGA, Backho, and Sexy Boy. These guys were the elimination leaders coming out of Asia with 120 points.
120
God,
points. How many of those eliminations are we going
cold.
to see? Definitely
Let me turn on
at some
the
point in this
heating
games.
Well,
They've been ridiculous, though. Sexy Boy has been on the leaderboards every single time. Every single time there's semifinals and finals, he's been up in the top 10. Ridiculous performances from Sexy Boy, but not yet getting the qualification spot. Because the Asian region, not that many up for grabs, and now getting the tactical shotguns right onto this player. Kuhn goes down. Sexy Boy and Backho executing the pinch perfectly. How many eliminations? How are they going to find this game?
well, man, I'm going to tell you right now, looking at their stats, because remember, this happened this morning, so I'm able to go back and take a look in game. The elimination percentage is 64% to 36 of placement. So these guys went ham. Game 2, 15 elims. Game 6, 16 elims. 7, 18 elims. And in Game 8, they dropped 11. These guys were racking up eliminations like crazy.
Guys, don't forget, you can go into that compete tab, go into the session leaderboard for the semifinals, and check in with your favorite player. As they play throughout the day, we already saw Europe wrap up. You can go ahead and go watch those replays right now. You can go see how Stompy and Shinken executed that 38-point game, or 38 elimination game.
Oh, yeah,
Not
dude.
just points. Ridiculous performances from them, and then the rest of your players. Mongrel, Mitro, go check them out. Go see how they do it. And maybe it could be you that we're watching next time because you studied so much.
That's right. I mean, all you have to do is get to 300 points, hit Champion League, and then compete. And, you know, it could be you, just like exactly what you're saying. It could be you on the stage of the Fortnite World Cup. We still have several weeks. We have, we're halfway through duos. We have week 8 and then 10. And then we have 2 weeks with solo competition. You still have time. Hop in, play these games. And who knows? You could be like, hey, yo, Tfue, let's go toe-to-toe at the finals. Who knows? But right now, 30 players left, 18 duos. Don't forget where we are as far as placement goes. We got to hit top 15 first. So another 3 duos. Man, Becca, you're so on point. She just knows me so well. She knows exactly where I'm going. It's so funny. Nizzy here trying to lay down shots. His duo partner Gulick, both with 3 eliminations, so 6 points coming out of just eliminations alone. Now again, don't forget, man. Top 1,500 duos move on to tomorrow, so you're trying to rack up points. It's not as cutthroat as tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, it's like literally every single point matters. But, you know, trying to just hit top 3,000, if one elimination slips here, maybe you fall just outside of top 15, it's okay. Let it wash over. Get back into the game. Keep your head focused, and you'll make it for sure. Nizzy here going on the offensive. Spoon goes down, and now him and his duo partner, their backs to the storm. Did he see the player on his left? I believe he did. And I think his duo partner, Gulick, is down.
Can he crawl in? That's the question. This is 6th zone, so actually, no, there's not going to be any opportunities. It's just going to continue to move as 7th zone does start. And it's funny to see those WGS guys kind of split in regions. Some of them are staying in the Asian region, some of them moved over to Europe. Nice pick up here from Nat onto Zenith.
Yep.
And you have to remember the top. Ooh, nice recognition that that's my wall. Let me just pick up this free elimination right now because you're sitting in my box. But see, you talked about it, top 1,500. All the points not necessarily always matter, but it does matter when you're just barely outside of that range, and the range every single week, Zeke, is increasing. Scout trying to find elimination just then. Did he do it? No. But still, just continuing the pressure. As soon as he goes up to his different layer, finds another player, and just continues the pressure.
You see, for a moment, he pulled out the flint knock. So that's the combo right now, man. You run up with his hack, you get a few shots in, swap the flint knock, and if you body shot them, you're sending 86 over in their direction. He didn't need to use it. The moment he pulled it out, he was like, oh, the guy went down. I'll save the shot then, because remember, it's a long reload.
And that knockback ability, too. Sometimes you can, hey, just knock him off high ground. I've seen it happen, and it's one of the best feelings ever when you do it. Because that flint knock does hit. It is the highest burst damage in the game, obviously besides the sniper and possibly, no, besides the sniper, that's it. Heavy sniper does definitely do way more burst damage. But the flint knock, it has a kick, man.
Oh, it's a fun weapon, and if you're cheeky with it, you can do some crazy stuff like you drop down a low ground, you fire at the last moment, you get that little bit of boost, and maybe you build a floor, catch yourself, or you just land back down, safe from harm. Flint knock. I like that it is seeing its moment. It's got a moment in the sun. Brave here going down to Backhoe's minigun, and he pulls out the rocket launcher. Going to go for the reload here. And now here's the thing, man. I was going to say, is the teammate going to shoot out the ceiling? But he's saying, look, you know what? I've only got the 2 rockets.
Damage.
Let's hold off. We got this guy exactly where we want him.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I can't read that name, but KGA Sexy Boy,
that was
Backhoe.
What actually happened there is that player ended up trapping Sexy Boy in a box, and he did place the trap, but Sexy Boy immediately edited down. They're trying to get the pinch, but Backhoe just hit himself with the rocket.
Oh my gosh, I don't like that. Unfortunately, he did get the backsplash there, but he brought the entire builds down, so we see one player going down, and now they're just sending shots below. It's a 2v2 right now. Both of these duos are the only ones that remain. Now, keep in mind, Backhoe is in critical. If anything goes wrong for him, they send Stinks up there. He spends too much time in the storm, explodes. He could be going down, but don't forget, these are the elimination leaders. They're going to have a mountain to climb here, so how are they going to get themselves out of this situation? Now, they have a heavy snipe. They've got the rocket. Nothing confirmed there. Backhoe's going to go in. Ball, he's just going set. He's like, look, I'll go anyway. I'm just going to try and draw their attention.
Backhoe's gonna.
And Sexy Boy, you can see up top right now, he's already on the campfire, but still, I think it's slightly missed time there as Backhoe goes down. And now it's Nut versus Sexy Boy. They're in the zone, though, so it's a 1v1. This all went terribly wrong all of a sudden for both duos. And now, Sexy Boy just going to completely disengage and win just based off the fact because he healed up with that campfire initially. So using that ahead of time was not mistimed. I misspoke completely. It was not mistimed at all. He knew it was going to go down. It's a 2v2. This is going to come to a head. This is not going to be a heal off.
Dude, these are these Galaxy Rain plays coming out. Now we're going to get ready to hop over to Brazil. But really quickly, that was very well executed from the KGA duo, right? Like, the fact that they identified that one of them was in the low, it's like, look, honestly, if I make a mistake, I'm going to go down anyway. Let me go in, let me pressure them, make them uncomfortable, and that's exactly what happened. And then they just closed it out. It's like, look, I've got them both low enough that if they're going to spend time in the storm, they're going to go down. You just sit there with the HP advantage. I like it. That was really well done.
Nice. And now we're hopping in with Brazil, who is currently playing their matches. You can see the counter in your bottom left. 2 hours to go for the queue, so we're still in the early stages. And last time we played, it was Santidad and Zeko who came out on top. Remember, this week there's actually only one qualifying spot. There's always only one qualifying spot for them in duos. But the last time they didn't actually have a qualifying spot, so this time they have to show up again.
Yes, but that was good practice, right? Because there's really no other way to get kind of a competitive experience like
West
that.
Has
so
one spot.
You've already seen players take that time, not only playing for money, but also saying like, look, we can get some dope practice in, and they've already translated that into advantages, right? So
for me, Zeke, it was a kind of a preview of what we're going to see possibly in this week, right? Who is playing well, who is starting to adapt to the format, the new season, all of that. Obviously, the new season wasn't there yet the last time we had this duo competition, but still. Definitely have to adapt to the format. I really like what Got the Juice did back there, slightly with the RPG shot, breaking the box that he made was kind of it was 2 boxes wide. So if something did start happening, if they started pressuring the box, he would have an escape option, go right to the next box. But he's going to start chasing down. No, decides I want to stay 1 box away from you. Definitely don't want to stay near you on the grid, not one away, because then we end up getting in a box fight, and I don't want that.
I just realized Got the Juice does in fact got the juice. He has 2 slurps.
Oh!
RPG coming through.
Oh my
It
God.
does not catch any player though. That was insane. If they had caught players on the burst, that would have been massive.
I love the fact that Rosa was just barreling through there because, of course, no team
RPG
damage
come
is
through!
possible in this. So immediately, as that RPG went through, he started breaking the wall, and he just barreled his way in. Because if you get in that box with the RPG damage, all of a sudden these players are like, "Wait, what just happened? What happened? Where am I?" And he had the heavy sniper combination as well to make that RPG go even farther than what they started with. So that was an interesting play. Not going to work out just yet.
Man, if that had, I would have actually lost it. That was one of the dopest plays that could have been. Was close. We see them
Nice.
apply pressure. Exodia, unfortunately, is not the forbidden one. Gets sent back to the lobby. They're going to keep on the aggression. Now, keep in mind, there's 16 eliminations between them right now.
Well,
They're
can
one
I
duel
always-
away from hitting
That's
top
weird.
15. They are feeling very, very good. And now they just have to keep this momentum going. Just keep. I mean, the thing is too is like they're not in a great position to do it, being on the slowest ground Tart, but as they make the rotation here, okay, we already see people taking to the skies. This is going to be rough. But listen, play low ground warrior. Play whatever you think
This is
is going to work
probably
out
Gale
for you. And
player.
right now, based on just eliminations alone, they've got massive points. We see a player go down, still in top 16. We're on the very edge. And I say this a lot. It's like once you get to these points, right, where you're just on the edge of placement, you almost like slow down your game, right? Because you want to be like, I want to make sure to hit top 15 or those placement thresholds, because those points coming in, those are super, super vital as we just hit top 15.
Especially as you have so many elements already.
Yeah.
Right? You want to maximize all your points. Make sure you get towards that victory royale. There's 10 placement points up for grabs. This is the density of every single elimination that goes down, whether it's you getting it or somebody else. They're worth so much more because they push you through those placements. So this is the time to be alive in your games. If you're spending any other time, it's not as efficient, right?
Yeah, for sure. And we'll see that even.
Oh, nice. He just got 2 eliminations from that.
A nice pick up there. The Siphon going to come through, help get him up to speed. Another elimination coming through as well. And now his teammate there, they're both on 9. They're just going to keep applying pressure everywhere possible. Juice and Rosa going to continue their onslaught right now. They are on the mid-ground tarp, so there's just players up above.
Oh, nice
the
edit.
edit! Oh my God! That was so insane.
Oh
You
my
have to
God,
remember,
well
you're
done!
through these tarps and you do not own a wall, a floor, a cone. You have to replace it. That was crazy. Another one over on Wu-Tang. Juice is absolutely juiced up right now. I'm thinking maybe, I want to see if this elimination comes through. If the ticker is correct. Okay, it is. Okay, so they are actually on 20, because I was like, I feel like Juice has picked up so many more. But he's just keeping on, and I love that everywhere they go, Diego, he was on your left. It's okay. Oh no, his dual partner Rosa goes down, Bala.
Yeah, getting a little split there. Good pickup from Juice. Again, recognizing when players are next to him, on top of him, anything. He's got very, very good spatial awareness, and you really have to in this game, especially in competitive Fortnite. You have to, because these get so congested.
Nice.
There it is again. On to Tap A.
God.
Just taps that once. Gets the elimination. Again, the edits. He
Oh my
controls
God.
so much of everything that he is
He's
close
gonna
to
use
now.
his heavy
5 players
sniper
remaining. It's
soon, I
actually
know it.
all 5 are a free-for-all. It's gonna be an all-out brawl right now. Got the Juice. Are you gonna be able to catch here for us? Psycho Systemly up on high ground right now. Johan in the mid ground.
Oh my
Everybody
God.
now deciding where to go. I love how Juice, as soon as he sees anybody near him, he just places a trap. Hey, there's always a chance of you getting into my box by chance or on purpose. Continue to
Careful, come on!
side. Nice shot there. through the
Nice
wall, right in
shot
the
by
wall.
God
Breaks
the
the wall.
Juice.
And no!
Oh my
No!
That was unfortunate because he's been placing them all consistently.
He's out the
He's
map!
got to heal up a little
He's
bit.
out the map!
Yes, as the third party comes in. Good timing
Oh my God!
from in the
Oh my
back.
God! Hey!
What are you doing?
Oh
What is this
my
rampage? You've
God.
just gone on 25 eliminations
Oh.
coming out of this duo. A
Oh
35-point
God.
game? Bro, that guy's on some juice. Whatever you've got, please send it my way. Sometimes I get tired and I just need that juice, whatever that is. That was take over. I need a moment.
Orange juice is the apple juice.
Listen, I do love apple juice.
What is it?
And orange juice. Listen, I'm gonna ask you one question, okay? Orange juice, pulp or no pulp?
No pulp.
I'm walking away. Goodbye. No pulp.
Yeah.
No, this is good. No, this is good. Wait, GB, pulp or no pulp? Pulp. You're disgusting. Monster, pulp or no pulp? You guys are gross. It's no pulp every time. The snipe comes through, but nothing connects. They very quickly dodge back into the box.
I thought that
Monster,
would
don't
have
laugh.
hit.
I like
you're
how
thought
0
that
to
would've
100
hit.
you go. We're asking if they like pulp, and then all of a sudden the sniper just
Listen, man.
puts you up to 100. I like it. I like it.
This is how I operate.
passion.
I'm, I'm a very passionate boy. Okay. Fa here hopping in again. What, dude? These guys are on fire. Here, Brett. I'm sorry, I blinked. What?
Right, guys, before we watch the end of this, I want you guys to listen to my new song that I will be releasing this coming Friday on YouTube only. So, yeah. It's by Fizzy Cow, and it's a remix of the default dance on Fortnite, but I'm singing. Also, I'll be making another song that will be coming out in 2 weeks, and let me just find it for you. And it's iconic scenario lyrics, and these are the lyrics for it. So first one, I feel like going scenario. I feel like going. You'll hear it in 2 weeks' time, but this is my one. I really like this one. I really like this song. This is actually really good. This is a really good song. And I really like how I made it. So yeah, guys, enjoy. Enjoy. Go, I must default dance, default dance, default dance, default dance, default dance, default dance. I feel like going default cause I'm a default, and I must emote on every person I kill. Default dance, default dance, default dance, default dance, default dance. Default dance. Do you like it yet? Go, I must default dance, default dance, default dance, default dance, default dance. I feel like going default, not because I'm a default, just because I like to go. Try hard, and I must emote on every person I kill because I'm toxic. You like it? I think it's a very good song. So yeah, let's see how this is getting.
Can he retake? He's gonna.
But
try.
yeah, and that
Yes,
song's
just
very
barely.
good. I really
Realized
wanted
that part
to
goes
show
down.
it
Luca
to you
didn't realize
guys.
that Fa
That'll
stayed
be
in the
coming
zone
out
for a second there.
this
Kind of a little bit
Friday. I
unfortunate.
think it's 24th.
Mistake there.
Yeah,
from Fa when he
Friday
missed
the
his edit.
24th will be coming out on
Timing
YouTube.
worked out perfectly.
Only YouTube.
He's going to go on the
coming out
offense
only
here
on
with this
YouTube.
drum gun from above. Now, keep in mind, he does have the heavy snipe. Potentially
But
could
I've
go
got
for a
many
big
more
shot
good songs
or
to come.
just punching through someone's ceilings right here. Great cone there to make sure he cannot do that. Now he's going to pressure the player. Nothing comes through. Now, keep in mind, guys, 7 players. There's only, I'm sorry, 7 players, 6 duos. That means there's only a single duo left. Everyone else is a solo rider. So right now, we're going to see Klax, he goes toe-to-toe, shuts down Shek, immediately goes and fights Juan here. He's going to get traded out. And now look, Fedez, oh my gosh, these names. I'm so sorry if I pronounce them wrong. But now he is in a tough spot because he's going toe-to-toe with Tomas and his duo partner. Fa still sitting up on top. Pau there on the mid-ground tarp. And now, so look, they're just holding the lowest ground. Now keep in mind though, Juan, he doesn't have a ton of effective HP. If he sits in the storm for long, it's gonna be really bad, but maybe he can pick up this Elim. He actually gets traded out. Now it's Pau versus Thomas Bafa. This is basically a free-for-all right now. Pau is in critical condition. And look, immediately Fa spots, he's like, look, I'm gonna swoop down. Whoa! He finds...
One of the players was not.
Fa is literally a god right now. If he picks up, I'm gonna lose. A one-shot over on Tomas. He again dropped in critical, and Fa is just looking to close this out.
Yeah, he's looking to close it out right now. He knows exactly that player's in there. Does not get the cone or the floor there, but preemptively placing the rest of the box, and that's going to be a wrap there. Either go for the edit down or not. Doesn't matter. It's a round of applause for Fa as he cleaned up that game, and it was in a rough position though. Yeah, that was an interesting end game there. The full duo was down on low ground. Most of the time we end up seeing the only full duo that's alive at the end is up on high ground. It's an easy cleanup, but in that case, it's a lot more complicated. It's not what you're normally used to, right? Because normally you can just go on high ground, wait till everybody else cleans them up, right? And then you just jump down and take out the last person. But no, moving on. And again, we talked about just under 2 hours to go in the Brazil queuing. Now on to Matty and his teammate Joaco. These players rotating in towards Polar Peak. It's a treacherous climb, so they have to go up the iceberg right now. Matty is definitely holding them out. I'm surprised nobody is really pressuring from Polar right now though.
Well, he is sitting on that ramp, so he's got a little bit of cover, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the bottom right of your mini map, you can see there's only a handful of players, but they immediately recognize the shots are coming in. You can see all the little triangles immediately shifting. And now Matty's just down to a handful of builds. Joaco Rodrigo here trying to climb his way up, taking a bunch of storm damage. Look, they've isolated a player.
I think they just took out every single player just by staying ahead of them there. Because they stayed up on the zone. He's taking the zip line, I believe.
I think Matty is done. I think Matty, okay, no, because remember, he was actually low on mats. Okay, he actually picked up, because he was down to like maybe 80 max. He picked up 500 brick and metal. Now he's gonna take a ton of storm damage, but it's so much better that he went back. He's got builds now, and it's better being alive to help out his teammate. And if he picks up a siphon along the way, he's gonna be in a great spot. Epic Twins down below.
These guys don't stop. I mean, the zone hadn't even been revealed, and they already built and already started pressuring. They're gonna take out Epic Twins and continue forward. They have a long rotate to go, and it's kind of on Polar, so how they make this rotate is very, very important. Where they end up, oh, he's gonna find the medkit, because remember, he took those storm ticks earlier. He knows, hey, I might as well use it.
Might as well. Better to use it than lose it, right? So, because you could play for the potential siphon, maybe hope to pick up someone, but there's always a chance that they get a great crackback, right? And then they shut you down, and that potential extra 28 HP could have made the difference. So, better to just be in the best possible scenario, limit that amount of random factor that you can in every way you can, and that's exactly what they're doing. And we see here, 2 players, Sick and Dellinger. They've got the redeploy. I like this.
Something very important is if you realize, hey, the zone might go over on top of Polar Peak, I'm going to carry redeploy, because it becomes that much more important. Because we know how steep those elevation changes are. You can see it right on the wall right there. Literally nothing that you can. Not only that, but it overhangs too. So it's just so difficult.
I have fallen many a times to you, oh great Papa Polar Peak. And now Sig here is going to try and get some shots out. Nothing coming through. He's got the gray AR. You know, this is actually something that we talked about last night, is carrying double, basically 2 weapons that use up that specific ammo type, right? Yep. The medium ammo type. Monster brought up a great point. In that new tactical AR that was added to the game, it eats up your small ammo instead of those medium bullets, right? Because say, for example, and this is something I like to make sure people are aware of. So like, for example, the drum gun has a 50 drum mag, right? So say you burn through, I don't know, 27, that was a random number, 20 rounds, and you go to reload, you're basically eating up that ammo and saying this is going back into the gun. and then that's ammo you do not have in the other weapon, right? So if you're like just kind of moving through, using the ammo and then reloading, you're like, oh, suddenly I've just eaten up all the ammo and it's only in my drum gun. I've got like 16 bullets of AR. What am I supposed to do in this situation, right?
Dude, these guys were back on the Maddie and Waco Rodrigo.
Okay.
Gets themselves a rift to go. The perfect timing there as the zone starts to move. Players are going to start making their rotation, but they say, hey guys, before you rotate, let's have a little one-on-one.
That was hardly a one-on-one. Rodrigo said, let's have a one-on-one. I'm sorry, you just lose. Try again.
Now the rift to go.
time.
Very, very valuable on these Polar Peak endings. We talked about the importance of glider redeploy and possibility of taking that, and in the shadow bombs too. But in this case, the rift to go, because of that high elevation change, if you want to go up, you can. If you want to go down, you can. Doesn't matter. Maybe wanted to save that. I mean, they both have glider redeploy, I believe, so maybe save that for later, because if it does come back over Polar Peak, it's a big deal. Now, Sick did end up in a crossfire with another team, ended up taking out one on the side of zone, and they're going to decide, hey, this is the target I want to go for. Let's just pinch from both sides. Luciano, no chance there at all.
And immediately look at the ammunition count for the drum gun. 500 rounds. These guys are ready to go. Maddie the same with 230 in his AR. These guys are ready for the action. Now they're going to keep on going. Don't forget, we just hit, there it is, top 10. So another round of placement points. 13 players left. Becca, every time. These guys continue on their onslaught. Another one, bot gets sent back and is shut down. His run is over. 9 players left, 7 duos remain. And that number is quickly dwindling here. I'm curious to see what the wide looks like, man. I want to see these wide shots. I want to see where players are. Because, yeah, look, we're already, again, just like you said, changing elevation. I see players making,
Great play there. Not only, they know the elevation change is coming, but they recognize, hey, this guy is going to start tarping over towards the elevation change. He says, hey, before you do that, let me knock you down. It gives them free height as soon, because they're first to this elevation.
And now
Nice.
look at this. They just gatekeep them.
This
That's
is
one.
literally the same story that we saw at the beginning of the game was them holding people right outside of the zone and just kind of staying right on the zone. No chance for Daiju. It's going to end the same way it started, Zeke.
I mean, but that's exactly what you have to do, right? When you have a strength like this where you can gatekeep effectively because you're making great decisions in the game, you have high game sense, like Monster likes to say, it's exactly what's helped them get to this point, and now they just have to lock it up. Alexis and Brayan here are going to be the duo on the other end, a classic 2v2. And now look, we're making our way back down this little ridge. Maddie and Rodrigo still holding the high ground. And I mean, the health is pretty even, all things considered.
Right,
now
guys,
Alexis
that's gonna
is
be
split
end
away
live
from
stream,
Brayan, so if they can isolate either one, this could be huge.